Well, damn, y'all. NBA Central has been busy. Today, they've been talking about multiple different team trade possibilities. They're even talking about James Harden coming to replace Chris Paul, which I can tell you from the video that I put out myself a few weeks ago, Suns fans ain't interested, all right? Whether they should be or not, they do not like James Harden. But the big news of the day that trumps all of that is that Damian Lillard might actually be potentially on the outs in Portland. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns are exploring the options. Are they going to cut Chris Paul? Are they going to try to re-sign him on the cheap? Are they going to trade him? And apparently the Suns are really serious about trying to find a way to trade for Damian Lillard. Now, my first instinct is just to ignore this entire story. We've all been down this road before 1,000 times. And he never gets traded. He always ends up staying and laughing at everyone for thinking he was going to be on the move. However, considering that Portland Trailblazers GM Joe Cronin has been known to help his players get to where they want to go if they want to leave Portland, making some trades that kind of boggle the mind. Plus Dame's status. He's the type of player that deserves respect for his loyalty. Anyone is going to get sent out of town to where they want to go, it would be Dame. This is the first time I'm actually considering emotionally biting and allowing myself to be disappointed eventually when the Suns don't get Dame, and it's like Lucy pulling the football out from underneath Charlie Brown. Word has it that Damian Lillard will not accept a trade to the Boston Celtics. Now, our good friend Romp hypothesized to me earlier today that he thinks this could be a push or a play to try to get the Celtics to trade Jaylen Brown to the Trailblazers. The punishment being, I'm not coming to you, so either you trade him to us or I'll go play for the Heat, your rival. But that's just Romp's hunch. He's an idiot, so we don't really care. And here comes my disbelief part of the video. This whole situation reminds me of when I was in my young 20s looking for a new car. I'm walking up and down the car lot, checking out cars I damn well know I can't afford. I'm looking into the windows. Oh, that's a nice interior. And then they pull me aside and explain to me that a 500 credit score isn't good, much to my shock. You see, the Suns have nearly nothing to offer. They shot their load on Kevin Durant. Pause. And I'm fine with that. I've made my peace with that. I'm not upset. What's done is done. The Suns wanted Kevin Durant and they went and got him. And with a normal situation, dealing with a normal GM that doesn't care about his players or a rabid fan base that will likely stab him to death in unison like Julius Caesar if Dame gets wronged, then yes, this would be a complete impossibility. But in this situation, in this timeline, in this universe, the Suns are dealing with a legend in Damian Lillard that will potentially be able to name his destination. In no way, shape, or form am I suggesting that the Suns have what it takes under normal circumstances to acquire Damian Lillard. Deandre Ayton, Landry Shamet, whatever you want to put in the package, not named Booker or KD, should never be able to get that trade done. But considering the Trailblazers don't have all the normal leverage that they could because of the circumstances, and the fact that they've been interested in DA before kind of makes you wonder. Just mentally walk with me here as I try to sell you this shit sandwich, Portland fans. I'm sorry, I didn't ask for this either. If the Portland Trailblazers are intent on drafting Scoot with the 3rd pick, their point guard situation will be resolved. So technically, losing Dame would hurt quite a bit less than if they didn't have a superstar waiting in the wings to take that job from him. And Scoot looks NBA ready now, not a couple seasons from now. He's there. It's still gonna sting. Blazers fans are still gonna hate it, but sometimes in sports, painful separations have to occur. For instance, losing Steve Nash to the Lakers and watching him don that ugly number 10 jersey. It cut me to the core. I've hated him ever since. But as I get older, I realize he had a short window to get a title, and the Suns teams that we were putting on the court could not offer him a good enough possibility of winning a ring. The Suns loved him, they let him go. But in this scenario, the Blazers would be able to keep Shaedon Sharpe, who they think the world of, Anthony Simons, who is a straight up baller. They don't love him as much as they love Dame, but they love him. They get their center of the future in a 24-year-old former #1 overall pick, Deandre Ayton. Now you can definitely argue, especially down the stretch and in the playoffs, that Deandre Ayton wasn't necessarily any better than Yusuf Nurkic. But I do feel Ayton has a higher ceiling, and he is 4 years younger, which sets the clock back a little bit. And I truly believe that Deandre Ayton was severely held back by Monty Williams because of his overall lack of interest in developing Ayton, ever drawing up plays for him, ever trying to get him involved, or any other big man for that matter. That was Monty Williams' biggest blind spot. Now, the icing on the cake, and probably the most important domino that would have to fall, is that Damian Lillard would have to go out of his way to name Phoenix as the destination he wants most. Now, that might sound crazy, but this just happened a year ago with Kevin Durant, an even bigger superstar. So of all of the things that I've said that I've doubted about this situation, that domino seems the most likely possible. I can see a world in which Dame says, okay, we're really doing this. We're really ripping the Band-Aid off. Where do I want to finish my career? Or where do I want to hunt a title? Or hey, maybe it's, who do I want to go pledge my loyalty to the most? And then he's looking around the NBA landscape, and not too far away in the Pacific Southwest, he sees Kevin Durant and Devin Booker desperate for a point guard. Now, I'm sure that this would leave the Suns completely void of a bench like they already are, and they would have probably no depth because monetarily they wouldn't have anything left to offer others. But I don't know that I'm smart enough to say no to that if I'm the Suns, because Devin Booker and Kevin Durant went 2v5 against the Nuggets and put 2 games on them. All they needed was one other player to consistently show up. And the funny thing is, the offensive production you get from Damian Lillard is that of 5 men. He's that good. Still, tell me what you think in the comments below. Once again, we will see you tomorrow on Bleacher Report Live. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time.